Kruidvat groeit al 50 jaar met je mee. Het eigen merk. Nee, opschieten! Altijd weer producten die testen als de beste. Ma. Afgebouwd. Soms zou je willen dat je de tijd kon stopzetten. Hè? Op Kruidvat eigen merk kun je blijven rekenen.
Vers gemalen bonen en één enkele swipe-beweging. Philips Palestina voor een resultaat. Philips Palestina. Join the new coffee movement.
my boyfriend, Jake.
What's up, everyone?
What is all over your feet?
Oh, they're flowers. I study botany, so...
Oh, the plant guy. Resting dad face back there likes plants too.
Grab some pruners. Let's prune. Discuss. Neem het mee naar paradijs.
Oke guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kembali lagi dengan saya. Saya akan menunjukkan kegiatan sehari-hari di desa, yaitu ikuti terus sehari-hari saya. Jadi kegiatan orang tetap boleh apabila teman kotor, ternyata bantu orang tua. Ini juga punya ini pinggir sawah. Ini juga sawah punya orang tua ya. Cuma ada 5 kotak. Salah. Nah, jadi kudu rajin-rajin dan supaya bergala. Gembala biji aya orang eta mengatakan donal selama ular. Aku tentang ini. Kalau ada kendala lah, dia nongkrong suku, bahaya eta. Jadi kudu rajin bersih eta di kebun maupun di rumah. Karena kebersihan itu sebagian dari iman.
eens genieten van koffie met Philips Latte Go. Gemaakt van vers gemalen bonen en met zijdezacht melkschuim. Ontdek alle koffievariaties en het snelste reinige melksysteem van Philips Latte Go.
Perfect Fit ondersteunt de algehele gezondheid.
Nah, oke guys, jadi dia sesuai orang di kampung eta sesuai macam kolot. Di mana kolot beberes di imah gitunya, orang ke sawah, kemudian lah lakonan we gitu orang kita. Pas stres sekolah orang teh beberes di sawah. Jadi video oke lo sekolah lo mancing video lo oke untuk banjir coba tahu saya kami video belum sayangnya wanita iman semua pancingan jadi mungkin kecapean orang istirahat lah bubuk katakan baiklah dari istirahat. Nah, orang istirahat juga guys di gubuk eta di saung biarpun kayak gini tapi nyaman ini nyaman buat kita sendiri buat saya guys kesini sendiri dari Talamun kalau ada saham kita istirahat dulu di sini dikarenakan panas guys kita ini lupa nggak bawa air minum ya kita istirahat dulu di sini. Nah, ngantuk guys jadi kurang saran di dia tidur dulu istirahat sambil nunggu teman sambil nunggu makanan mulai 8 juga ini tiduran dulu.
Blik op plastic in mijn borst. High five in de box, we zijn helemaal los. Lekker bezig, leveren doe het gewoon. De bieden zijn blij, houden de koers schoon. Maar die auto maar aan de brengen de bed. En staat hier voor niet echt, ik zie gelaten. Lekker bezig iedereen. ruimte. Weet of het kan? Binnen 15 minuten een concreet voorstel. Onze bank, ook voor ondernemers die de flow willen vasthouden. Ga voor een zakelijke financiering naar rabobank.nl/flow.
Saya sendiri mengambil makanan. Nyai, ada makanan ini. Ibu, ini bisa kali ya? Orang baik, tangan. Ibu nak ini kan? Namanya masak malam. Hari-hari barang ini. Nah, guys, jadi ya teh natural ya di laletik dari kecil namanya boker. Jadi karena kan ini awaknya segini terus guys, nggak pernah tumbuh dari kecil. Itu teman dari kecil guys. Dari kecil suka berantem, nggak bisa lagi, ngaji bareng, sekolah bareng, sampai-sampai kesama bareng, main hujan-hujanan. Pokoknya seru deh. Dari kecil sama boker. Mereka kita makan dulu guys. Ini ambil ini dulu. Berapa pisang? Mana ini? Oh, di sana di pot. Pisang. Apa? Nyai, yo. Aman. Baik. Kasih orang beres itu beres sawah. Ayo ibu ini mah beres sawah. Biasa beres lima, apa yang ada nyanyi. Orang ada lah. Orang lanjut. Iya itu beres. Beres orang lagi. Buka ini buka. Terus kan, makanya yang banyak ya biar cepat tumbuh. Banyak makan ini biar cepat tumbuh. Ini, ya. Ya, kita mesti ini makan yang banyak ini nih. Nah. Ya jadi kotak-kotak kali dikunci. Iya. Negara jangkung. Makanan kita. Non pak. Ya, pada sembeh. Terus mereka bikin makan siung. Nah, ini dari kotak kecil. Ini dagingnya siung. Dia kotak si air kunci sih ya. Dia tadi. Banyak keluar, iya keluar. Yo kemana Afrika? Sebenarnya tadi itu meja. Yo selalu lah. Mereka beres ya. Ya. Itu orang mereka sawah. Sawah itu kehidupan 2000. No, lah. Cuma minum. Enggak, iya. Mana tuh? Lagi minum lah. Gimana? Warung eta teh kas beneran gitu. Itu nyetek polisi. Ya, ibu dibayar. Berapa ya? Iya deh dua. Duanya, kata jeruknya. Ya. Cobain aja, nak gelas sakit. Nah, oke guys, tadi guys suruh Bogel beli minuman dulu. Ya karena di sini nggak ada air. Kan kalau makan nggak minum itu serat ya. Nggak ke ini, nggak sampai ke perut nasinya. Jadi dari suruh Bogel ke warung dulu, kasbon dulu, kasih segitu banyak.
Lekkere koffie, veel gedoe? Met de nieuwe Philips Palestina geniet je met één enkele swipebeweging van heerlijk verse espresso. Philips Palestina. Join the new coffee movement.
I was very friend.
Oh, Stitch.
It's your responsibility, guys.
We friend.
Ew.
Lilo en Stitch. 21 mei. Alleen in de bioscoop.
Oke, saya udah beli minumnya nih. Buat pilihan. Oh, yo. Habis ya, dua. Bosnya banyak dua. Saya baca ke ibu ya. Itu banyak kan kartu merah. Iya. Dia tanya ke saya dikit tadi. Kuat apa sih? Panas di biru. Minuman tuh. Lanjut yo. Nah, taruh. Boleh tuh. Oh, belum. Minum. Boleh tidak? Minum. Iya, sudah mbak. Kecilnya. Nah, itu gede.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, I would like to welcome you to your masjid, Masjid al-Furqan. And we are also very honored with us tonight, Sheikh Abu Bakr Zawd, all from Australia. And I'm sure that, how many of you have ever been to Australia? Raise your hand. Only maybe few people. Few people have been to, okay, only few people have been to Australia. That shows you how far, mashallah, how far away where the Sheikh has come from, mashallah, very far. But I can tell you, I've gone past Australia. I got all the way to New Zealand. And so I was actually on transit, and I went to Sydney, and then after that went to New Zealand. So that was a little bit further away from Australia. So we would like to welcome the Sheikh Abu Bakr. So tonight is his first visit to Masjid al-Furqan. We would like to welcome him and say to him, inshallah ta'ala, welcome Sheikh Abu Bakr to your masjid and to your community. And we're looking forward to this lecture, which is called and titled, How to Deal with Modern Day Fitna. So we're pleased to, inshallah ta'ala, listen to this talk and benefit from the Sheikh bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. You spoke very good English. The Sheikh will simplify it, inshallah.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praise and thanks belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon his servant and final messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. As to our followers, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Of course, at the beginning, in support of what the brother said, it is actually true. And knowledge, the foundation and the essence of knowledge is in the Arabic language. And this is the language that Allah Azza wa Jal chose for his final revelation. And this is the language of the people of the paradise. But it is unfortunate that over time people have lost their connection with the Arabic language. And hence, my dear brother, excuse us, because وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن رَّسُولٍ إِلَّا بِلِسَانِ قَوْمِهِ لِيُبَيِّنَ لَهُمْ. Allah Azza wa Jalla said that he sent the messengers to their people بِلِسَانِ قَوْمِهِ, with the language and the tongue of the people, so that he can clarify to them the message of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So if I did sit and spoke in Arabic for 1 hour, I don't think that the message will be clear to all of us that are sitting here. And so this is why we choose to speak in the English language. Not that we want to do so, but because this is what is relevant. So forgive us, my dear brother, wa jazakallah khairah. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla that he grant us all the ability to learn the Arabic language and to master it. And I just heard from one of the mashayikh here that there is a program and a plan to teach this local community the Arabic language. So if you're able to register into that, then do so. Inshallah ta'ala, you will not lose anything. Rather, you will gain immense benefit, bi'idhnillah. My brothers and sisters in Islam, tonight's topic is titled, How to Deal with Modern Day Fitan. And this is a topic that is often repeated and always spoken about. But we need to understand, first and foremost, what's the importance of this topic? And why do we continuously share reminders concerning this matter? How to deal with modern day fitan? How do you protect yourself? How do you shield yourself against the fitan that are either from a shubuhat or a shahawat, and fitan that are faith-based related, and fitan that are related to desire and temptation? This topic is always shared. Why? Because the most valuable thing you own in life is your relationship with Allah, which is your iman and your tawheed, your la ilaha illallah. That That's the most valuable matter that you own. Your La ilaha illallah. That's why in Adhkar al-Sabah wal-Masa, if you're regular and you say them and you know something about them, one of the dua is to say, Allahumma inni as'aluka al-'afwa wal-'afiyah wa fi dini wa dunyai. Oh Allah, I seek your protection. Protect me in my religious matters, in my deen, and then in my worldly affairs. See this order? This order is on purpose. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would teach us to ask Allah Azza wa Jal that He protect our trust, protect my deen, protect my La ilaha illallah, protect my Islam. Oh Allah, keep me consistent upon the prayers and keep me away from sin and desire and everything else that taints and tarnishes and destroys my iman. Then you say, wa dunyai, and then protect my worldly matters, right? Your business and your marriage and your whatever it is that is worldly related. That's secondary, comes second. Because the day you die, dunya doesn't matter to you anymore. Khalas, it's all gone. Finished. You will not take anything with you. Even if a person had a golden tooth and he was buried, and his family, not friends, his family, if they remembered that there was a golden tooth, they'll dig him up and they'll remove the tooth and they'll put him back in. You will go with nothing of this worldly life, right? And this is his family members. So this is why عافني في ديني. الدين is number one. This is what you always want to observe and be careful of and make sure it's protected and safeguarded. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. That's a command from Allah Azza wa Jal. He said, don't you dare die except in a state of submission. That's what Allah is saying. He's saying to us, be careful. Make sure you die upon La ilaha illallah, upon Islam, upon Iman. You know, the prophets, from their dua, was to ask Allah Azza wa Jal to cause their death upon La ilaha illallah. If you look at the situation of Yusuf alayhi salam, in Surah Yusuf, at the end he would say what? توفني مسلما وألحقني بالصالحين. My Lord, cause my death upon Islam. And this is a prophet. A prophet is someone who is already guaranteed the paradise. Because this is a person who Allah entrusted with His message. This person's already got a green light. Prophets are examples and role models for others. But even then, he will make the dua, توفني مسلما. See how important al-Iman wal-Islam wal-Deen is? Ibrahim alayhi salam, or Yaqub alayhi salam, he's on his deathbed. He's about to die. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He says, أم كنتم شهداء إذ حضر يعقوب الموت. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, were you there when Yaqub was dying? No, we weren't there. We physically weren't there. So Allah Azza wa Jalla will tell us what happened. He said, إذ حضر يعقوب الموت إذ قال لبنيه ما تعبدون من بعدي. When death presented itself to Yaqub and he was about to die, he had his children around him. From among them is Yusuf alayhi salam, a prophet of Allah. He says to his children, what are you going to worship after my departing? After I die, what are you worshipping? He did not say to them, the lands that we own, who's going to take it? He's got any decision on it? My wealth, what are you going to do? My assets and my business and whatever it is you had of worldly matters. Didn't ask anything of what they're going to do and how they're going to disperse it and divide it among themselves. In fact, prophets, they don't inherit or they don't leave as inheritance anything of the worldly matters. The thing that he asked them about was the greatest concern that he had for them. مَا تَعْبُدُونَ مِنْ بَعْدِي. What are we going to worship after I die? They said, قالوا نعبد إلهك وإله آبائك إبراهيم وإسماعيل وإسحاق إلها واحدا ونحن له مسلمون. We're going to worship your Lord. Be of those who submit to his command. وَنَحْنُ لَهُ مُسْلِمُونَ. So you get the idea. The very first important matter in your life that you need to safeguard and protect and preserve is your iman. You want to die upon La ilaha illallah, that's the goal in life. That's when you would have achieved something. If you die upon La ilaha illallah, you have succeeded in this life and in the afterlife. And if you lose La ilaha illallah, then you have lost this life and the afterlife. Huge damage. This is why we continuously speak about how to protect yourself from fitan in today's modern time. And fitan, my brothers and sisters in Islam, is every matter that distracts you from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what al-fitnah is. Al-fitnah is every matter that distracts you and affects your relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal in a negative manner. There are fitan that, as we said, shubuhat and shahawat. Fitan are of two types. Shubuhat, they are faith-based fitan. So this is all the type of isms that we have today, and all the type of doubts that people have about Islam and about Allah Azza wa Jal, and concerning the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is where atheism comes, or liberalism, and feminism, and all these type of isms. That's known as fitan or faith-based fitan. And of course, this is very relevant today. It exists in the Western world, and it slowly and surely has crept and made its way into the Muslim environment and the Muslim community. So now you have Muslims that are affected by these isms. They have actually fallen into doubt concerning their deen. We get messages and receive messages. Brother, I'm actually starting to doubt the existence of Allah and Islam. I'm doubting. I had a message once from a sister who had come across a hadith in which the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned that the blood money, the blood money of a man who's killed accidentally is what? 100 camels. And a woman that is killed accidentally, her blood money is 50 camels. So I have doubt. How can a woman's blood be cheaper than a male and a man's blood? Why 50 camels here and 100 camels here? And so, I have doubt in Islam. Perhaps Islam is a misogynistic religion. This is what her doubt is. So we need to take time out to clarify and explain. We say, sister, relax. There's nothing to be concerned of. In fact, I said to her, I'll explain it to you, and you will find exactly how just Allah is. And you'll love this explanation. And you'll never have a doubt ever again concerning this matter. What is the solution? The clarification is, I want to clarify it because I gave you this kind of matter and I opened it. And that is that when the man dies, his blood money is what? 100 camels. Who does it go to? To his family. Now the apparent is that his wife and children are alive. So the woman gets 100 camels. But if the woman that dies accidentally, was killed accidentally, her blood money is what? 50. That 50 goes where? If she has a husband and it goes to the male. So you see the idea? When we said that the blood money of a man was 100 camels, that 100 didn't go to him. He didn't benefit by his death. It went to the woman. You see how just that is?
because a woman is a woman that perhaps is at home looking after her children, doesn't have an income, doesn't have financial independence, right? So as a result, she needs a lot more. But the man ideally is the one who's working in society. He's the one that's earning a livelihood for his family and so on. So he takes 50 camels. Right? Once the matter is done. So these are doubts, or they're known as shubuhat, faith-based doubts. And if you continue to read these doubts and expose your mind and your ears to them, then your heart continues to be affected with doubts until a person begins to question his deen, until he leaves the deen altogether. And how does a person protect himself from faith-based doubts? Of course, the very easy way is to just keep away from it. Don't listen to any podcast that is going to express disbelief and that's going to express doubts concerning Islam. Leave it. Keep away from it. Don't bring it to your heart and to your ears. Because what the ear doesn't hear and what the eye doesn't see most surely does not affect the heart. You have Quran. Go and read that. Go and listen to that. If you had 2 hours, 3 hours to spare to listen to a podcast full of disbelief and doubts, then surely you have those 3 hours to listen to something of Quran or Islam that would have strengthened that iman and repelled and threw away the doubts. But you see, Shaitan has fooled us and tricked us. We destroy ourselves with our own hands. And then there are fitan that are related to ash-shahawat, desires and temptations, such as al-mal, wealth. Wealth is a fitna. When a person begins to collect it from haram sources, it becomes a fitna. So now today, people don't care. When Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, a time will come, لا يبالي المرء, a person will not care where he gets his money from. People will not care whether he steals it, whether he's cheating, whether he's robbing others, whether he's selling matters of haram, making his money from haram, from drugs, from shisha, from alcohol, from whatever it is. Doesn't matter. The only thing he's concerned with is to collect and gather. And if this money becomes a fitna for him, a fitna as well from today, in today's modern day, a fitna of social media and followers and likes and shares and growing on the online world and presenting himself as a role model to the world. And a fitna, if it is misused and abused, right? And the youth, where do they get this idea from? They see others on social media and they take them as role models, and I want to be like them. So they create accounts for themselves and they try to do the same acts and say the same words and the same beliefs as those they sat down beat in the social media industry. When Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said that from the signs of the end of time, وَكَانَ زَعِيمُ الْقَوْمِ أَرْذَلَهُمْ, that the chief or the influences at the end of time would be أَرْذَلَهُمْ, the most evil among them. And this is hadith al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We see it in our day. The worst among them will be as-za'im, will be the chief, will be the leaders, will be the influencers. So these are fitan that are related to evil temptation, because there is a temptation for people to become famous and to have a following and a like. Also from al-fitan on social media, especially fitnatul nisa, the fitna of women. And this is
something in Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam emphasized and highlighted to his companions before he told us. He said to them, the most fitna I fear for you, and the worst of the fitna I fear that will come upon you is fitnatun nisa, adarru fitnatin ala rijal, the most harmful fitna upon men, women. And look at this fitna, look how easy it is. It's on billboards, in ads, long time ago, someone would drive, look up, you can see the sky. You look up now, there are billboards and ads of all sorts of women wearing whatever they want. And they are painted in whichever image that is put, nakedness. And it's normalized. And this is fitna. These matters are not being taken and seen lightly. And not only that now, you don't need to lift your head anymore to the billboards and the posters. You can drop your head as well. See ya. Anyone who has these social media and he's not careful, you open and you scroll through and you are forced, you are bound to see al-haram. And all the time, if you're not protecting and safeguarding your heart and yourself, you fall into al-haram. You see one image after another. It leads you to another and another until, ma'ad Allah, what happens to such a person? The heart becomes ruined and destroyed and black. See in fitna what they do. And all these desires and then temptations, they crowd up onto the heart. And when the heart is black and it's full with sins and desires and evil temptations, one image after another, haram after haram being consumed, what happens? That's when the heart begins to doubt al-Islam and doubt Allah Azza wa Jal and doubt the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Because it is an abundance of shahawat that leads to fitnatul shubuhat. That's how it is. So the idea is, these are al-fitan. And we need to understand and learn that the only way to stand before Allah Azza wa Jal with La ilaha illallah is to safeguard his heart from these fitan. When Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, تُعْرَضُ الْفِتَنُ عَلَى الْقُلُوبِ عُودًا عُودًا. That the fitan and the evil temptations are going to be presented upon the heart, one straw after another. Al-oud is, the straw maps. You see the straw map, how it's put all together, there's straws and they're all right after each other and it creates a map. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that the fitan will be exposed to the heart in that same manner, meaning they're going to come one after the other, right, really quick, and they're all after each other. You won't have a break. You'll need to learn how to save yourself and how to shield yourself and how to protect yourself. Then the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, فَأَيَّمَا قَلْبٍ أُشْرِبَهَا. Any heart that engages with the fitna and accepts it into his life and is pleased and happy with it and normalizes it in his life, نُكِتَ فِي قَلْبِهِ سَوْدًا. A black dot is inscribed on his heart. Next fitna comes and you engage with it, another black dot and another black dot, and we continue with black dots. My brothers and sisters in Islam, and if I took a texter now or a marker and I came to your clothes and I began to put dots on your clothes, you'll become frustrated, right? And in fact, you will remove your clothes and you'll go and wear something that is clean, right? But did you know that if I got the texter and I scribbled on your clothes and I colored it with the black, it is much easier than one black dot on the heart. Then this is clothing. That's not going to go with you on the day of judgment. You're not going to be judged on how many white or black dots that are on the clothes. That gets thrown away. You're going to be judged on every black dot that is on the heart. So the idea is, just like you are concerned to wash your clothes from any dirt that comes on it, you have to have that same attitude with the dirt that is on the heart that comes from the fitan and engaging with them. أيما قلب أشربها, any heart that interacts with this fitna and doesn't do anything to move away from it. He's sitting, he's waiting for it. He loves to bring it into his life. He doesn't care. What's the problem? Everyone's doing it. Everyone in society is doing it. Why do I have to be different? Okay. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, حَتَّى تَصِيرَ الْقُلُوبُ عَلَى قَلْبَيْنِ. The heart in society will become two types. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, also in the continuation of that hadith, that anyone who repels and rejects the fitna and does his utmost best to keep away from it, then he will have a white dot inscribed in his heart. The heart becomes more and more polished. Yes. Every time you step away from the fitna, do not think that, oh, I just lost a moment of temptation. I could have taken such and such. Wallahi, walking away from al-fitna, walking away from al-haram, walking away from the sin, that in itself is iman. That's how iman is practiced. Don't think that, oh, I just walked away and I walked away empty-handed. I didn't benefit anything. But this is exactly what iman is. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, اتق المحارم تكن أعبد الناس. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, keep away from the haram, keep away from these fitan, and you will be the most righteous servant. أعبد الناس. Look, everyone can do good. A lot of people do charity work, right? A lot of people can pray. A lot of people read Quran. We can all do good. But it's only the sincere, honest, righteous slave that keeps away from sins and keeps away from fitan. That's hard work. But that's iman right there. It's being practiced. You don't walk away empty-handed. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, anyone who was concerned to do a sin, anyone who was concerned to engage with fitna, you're there at home, at night, in the middle of the night, with your food. No one can see you. Your parents are not there, your wife is not there, the husband is not there, and you are tempted to open your food. But then you said, you know what, I will do this. And you threw your phone away, and you walked away from it. You see what happens there? Allah Azza wa Jalla record for you one hasana that you didn't do. But because you walked away from al-haram, that's the other thing. And if you walk away from al-fitan, you lost. Rather you gained. And that's iman. That's how you increase al-iman. This is it. And I said to you, al-ulama rahimahumullah, they discussed a matter. They said, which one is better? Keeping away from al-haram
inspiratie. Mijn kleur. Mijn huis.
Maak je eigen palet en breng je mooiste kleuren thuis. Met Hisco.
Pagi buta, matahari belum bersinar. Sejak langkah di tanah, di desa yang sederhana, di sawah dan ladang, penuh keringat dan tenaga. Sejaga desa, berjuang demi keluarga, langkah demi langkah.
Panas di dalam lain. Banyak sudah. Banyak masih mesa. Aduh, tinggal kacang. Lalu nak beli gembus sendiri itu nama. Kedua sekarang di tanaman rasa.
Met Philips Latte Go geniet je van heerlijke koffie, zelfs tijdens een drukke dag. Geniet van vers gemalen bonen met één druk op de knop.
desa yang sederhana, kisah wadah-wadah, penuh keringat dan tenaga. Jejak desa, berjuang demi keluarga. Langkah demi